Hey, what's going on guys? It's me, Aiden, from Anime Apocalypse, and I just finished Charlotte, aka My Hero Academia, except before quirks were everywhere. I'll explain that theory later, but for now, let's talk about Charlotte. Charlotte is a nice, short, 13-episode anime that follows you, a student who has the power to control anyone for 5 seconds, except for we learn that he actually steals the power of anyone he possesses, but we don't find that out until the 9th episode. Anyway, Yu joins the student council to find other kids with powers. Then in episode 6, one of those kids happens to be Yu's sister, because if one sibling has an ability, the odds are higher for the other one to have one as well. So Yu learns that his sister has an ability called Collapse, and because of this she dies. But don't worry, Yu takes his secret brother's time travel ability and goes back and saves her, yay. But this happens in episode 10, so for 3 episodes we're all sad that Ayumi is dead, and we watch as Yu goes down the path of a depressed psychopath before learning that Nao was there with him the entire time. Then she brings him back to the school, and things go back to normal in episode 8. Well, that would be true, except now we're getting answers to all the questions the show has been throwing at us, like who is this other member of the Otosaka family? It turns out to be Yu's older brother, by the way. And Yu's brother seems to have this big organization that has a bunch of kids with these powers. But then their secret organization gets found out by some terrorists, and then they fight. Then Yu loses an eye, and then they realize that this won't stop happening, so they need to come up with a plan. And since they don't have enough time to develop a drug that removes powers from current holders, Yu decides that he will steal the power from every single person in the world. Then we get to watch him become insane and lose his memory for an episode before finally making it home, where he and Nao can live happily ever after. Except it's kinda weird because Yu has no idea who anyone is anymore, but that doesn't matter. Anyway, at the end of the series, we're left with a god that can probably destroy the world with the snap of his fingers. Good thing he didn't decide to rule the world. Well, most of the powers seem to be defective anyway. But overall, this series was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it and would recommend it to anyone who likes an interesting anime with a lot of aha moments. Like seriously, that is one thing I loved about this show. It left loads of hints throughout the show, and as it progressed, we finally realized, oh, this is why that thing happened earlier on. The arc where Yu got depressed caught me off guard a bit. It didn't seem like the show, but it was amazing to see that Nao was with him the entire time. The cast for Charlotte was great, and I was hooked from the very start, except for there was one thing from the very beginning that I could not shake, and that's its resemblance to My Hero Academia, specifically with the quirks. It seems if you take the time when quirks first appeared in the My Hero universe, except it was only kids who were going through puberty that developed these quirks, this show would fit pretty well into the My Hero timeline. Especially when we learn that Yu's real power was plundering other people's powers. And this sure does remind me of All for One. Hear me out. The part where Yu was thinking of taking over the world, he does, and when this happens, he becomes All for One. Then he gives his brother a One for All, and the rest is history. I know this is a stretch, but that's what I had in the back of my mind while watching this show. But anyway guys, that's gonna be it for me. If you did enjoy, you can leave a like and subscribe for more content similar to this. Comment which anime you'd like me to do next, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.